not been explored, but they finally relented. They said he could organize an expedition. He could go for no more than 60 days. So he got the group together. He had such a large contingency because they figured no Indian would dare attack such a large group. Custer brought with him biologists, botanists, ornithologists, geologists. He had all the natural sciences covered. He brought with a photographer to take pictures of the countryside, to take pictures of activities, things that he did. He brought with a 16-piece band, so they would have music in the evening. All of the band members rode on white horses so they could distinguish. I don't know what the purpose of that was, other than maybe if there was an Indian attack, they could sacrifice the band members first. Anyway, they were distinguished by their white horses. Even back then, over 130 years ago, the press was embedded with our military expeditions. Custer had several reporters from different newspapers traveling with him. He brought 300 head of beef cows along with him, and they ended up taking all of them back with them. They rode back into Fort Abraham Lincoln exactly 60 days after they left. They traveled about 870 miles during that 60 days. They had revelry at 2:30 a.m. Get up, get the horses ready, get them fed, get breakfast cooked, and be on the trail by sunup. They would ride till sundown, set up camp, get up the next day, and do it all over again. They camped here for over a week. They referred to this as their permanent camp. Some places they stayed 2 nights, but this was the longest place they stayed. While they were camped here, 2 of the miners that Custer brought with them discovered gold right where we crossed French Creek. If you go back towards Custer just a little ways there on the right is the spot where gold was discovered. Custer sent his chief scout, a fellow by the name of Charlie Reynolds, to instruct him to ride to the nearest telegraph, which was Fort Laramie, down west of present-day Torrington, Wyoming. Instructed to ride at night so he wouldn't be seen. So within a few days he got there, and he sent back a message about the discovery of gold, not to their superiors in North Dakota, but to the Sioux City newspaper. So within a very short time, there was big headlines in the Sioux City paper: gold discovered in Black Hills of Dakota Territory. In December of 1875, a party of miners organized in Sioux City, led by a man by the name of John Gordon, with the purpose to sneak into the Black Hills, stake claims, and make their fortune. One of this Gordon party was married. One of the men he brought with his wife and an infant son. And we get out onto the main highway onto 16, and we go east a little ways, then we'll turn south. You'll see off on the east side a log fort. That's the Gordon Stockade. This was built by these early miners as protection from what they perceived would be a hostile Indian attack. If you can imagine doing that in December in frozen ground with pick and shovel, digging a trench 4 foot deep, standing logs on end. The fort there is 80 foot by 80 foot square, so they went through a lot of work. Eventually these miners were discovered by the cavalry and escorted out of the hills. Most of them just made big loops and came back into the hills. One of the Gordon party, as I said, was married, brought his wife and infant son. Shortly after we go by the stockade, when we cross French Creek again, you'll see a monument on our left, a white obelisk there, and that is to Annie Talent. Annie Talent is the first white woman to come into the Black Hills. You remember I said Custer had a lady with him, and it was a black lady, Aunt Sally Campbell, who came along as one of the cooks on the expedition. But Aunt Sally didn't get a monument. About a mile or two down the road after that, there will be on our left side, right next to the road, a log cabin. That's the first schoolhouse in the Black Hills. We'll be going down what's called Lower French Creek Road. We won't be in Custer State Park for the first 8-10 miles this morning. We'll basically be right along the west boundary of it, then we will cut into the park. You'll see evidence of fire after a while. This morning we'll be driving through a big area from a fire in 1990 in the fall of the year called the Cicero Peak Fire. Burned over 14,000 acres. We'll also see later on evidence of a fire from 1988, the Galena fire that was a lightning fire in Custer State Park. So hopefully we'll see some animals. There's no guarantee. I have my wife is riding in the van with me this morning. This will be the second time in 18 years she's had the chance to go with me. Kathy and Dave, that's one of the perks for being resource people. You guys can ride with me, and Bob and Marilyn, you got a camper behind your car, so you may as well ride with me. And Paul and Megan, you get to ride in the van. They volunteered here for a whole month, and their reward is they get to ride with me. So one time. So hopefully we got some other drivers. We'll have room for a few more people in our van. Bob, you got room for?
Well, it seems like some feet, and then we have probably room. We want to get comfy 10 more.
So, but we're going to need some more. So hopefully somebody else has got some vehicles to drive. So let's start loading up, and we'll hit on down the road. See some elk now? Oh, sorry. Okay. Where are you looking? Yep. Where are you seeing them?
You can just barely see them without binoculars on the hill. There's two of them. He's about halfway up that hill.
Oh, there's a buffalo way over there.
Oh, yeah, that's a big
Whoa,
one.
way over there. Okay, they're really close. It's kind of freaky.
I think, Sarah, that one was
They
saying
can
hello
run
to you.
faster than a horse.
Did you hear it?
They can run faster than a horse, I think.
They must smell the banana bread. Yeah. Breakfast.
That's scary. There's all these cactuses growing. So we have Okay, I'm going in my van.
Approximately 65 million years ago was under a vast inland sea, and over countless years sediment had washed in to this sea, had settled to the bottom, and had been piling up, creating more and more layers of sedimentary rock, just like it's happening today around the world. Wherever there is large bodies of water, there is new rock being formed on the floor of the seas, where the rivers are.
Yep. Straight across, Mark. Straight across.
Ooh, Dave, here.
Hold on.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Oh, look at them all. Oh.
There's about 50 of them right there.
Lucas, you see them? Oh, look at them go. Oh, my God.
Oh, look at that.
They were all hiding.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
At least 50. Most of those are almost all cows and calves. There were a few little young bulls in there, but no big ones.
Eventually you're going to get through this.
No,
Keep getting interrupted by wildlife.
I hate it when that happens. Keeps interrupting. I forget where I was. Keep an eye on those buffalo. Somebody, because I'm looking the other way. A number of years ago, we came down here and we met this big herd of buffalo, and they were all walking that way. This is the breeding time. This is the peak. This is when they're the most unpredictable. Anyway, we had to sit in our vehicles until the buffalo had all cleared, and we're going that way, and we get out here. We're talking and visiting, and all of a sudden, right up here on this hill comes one big bull. And he's just slobbering, and the vehicles are over there. And we're all here. You know, everybody's got their back, just like this. They're looking at me, and all of a sudden this big old bull comes right up the hill, and he goes, yeah, it's just like in the, in the cartoons when in one panel, somebody is here, and then in the next panel they're over here. There were 3 ladies that went from here to the van without touching the ground. I've never seen people move so fast. And you know what the rest of them did? You've seen that Jeep commercial where the zebras line up behind the Jeep to go by this mountain lion? Everybody went and they got right behind it. Clear over the hill like this. And this old bull, he comes up here and he stands and he kind of looks over at us. And then he looks back over at the vehicle and it's like, you guys don't have a chance. And I said, let's move. And so we start going like this, off this way. And he took 2 steps and he stopped and he looked. And, everybody's moving right with me. And, finally, we got over there, and pretty soon he took a couple more steps. Finally, he gets over about here. And we're starting to breathe again. And he looks back, he turns his head, and he looks back, and, and he gives us that look like, I could have had you if I wanted to. And then he just kind of sauntered off following the herd up there, but,
Watch those.
Keep an eye on them. Let's see, where were we? About 65 million years ago. We've got all of this sediment that has settled into this vast inland sea. If you were to take a pan and stack many different colors of Jell-O, one on top of each other, this would be how it was here. Oh, more help.
Yeah. Never done that before.
Right here, there's 3 big bulls. Right down in the bottom there. They are big. Can we clear a path right in front of the scope here? These girls are trying to see these. Are they still there?
Jump big, jump 10 big
They're
jump.
moving?
How about see if you want to do that?
Oh, there, they went behind the hill right now. They'll come out a little while later and we'll catch them.
Buffalo.
Big jump. That'll warm you up.
Where? Over there.
And if you're still cold, jump 20.
Yeah, look at these clouds.
See the clouds?
See that?
Yeah.
Here, let's see, I'll find them for you.
We're actually higher than some.
You see them?
Can I go see them?
All of the caves in the Black Hills are going to be found in this formation of rock. If you go out...
There's one a lot closer right over there. Where Paul is.
Well, why don't we walk back a little closer to the vehicle,
Yeah.
and I'll continue. There's one right over the hill here. If you go west of Custer, out to Jewel Cave, you'll see these tan, buff-colored cliffs of limestone, and that's also part of the limestone plateau, and that extends all the way up to Spearfish. Spearfish Canyon is in the limestone plateau area. It's a major recharge area for the Madison Aquifer, which covers most of western South Dakota. All the rain and snow that falls in that limestone plateau area eventually is going to trickle out to Wall Drug, and the ice water you get out there probably fell here in the hills thousands of years ago. Most of the cities in western South Dakota get their water out of the Madison Aquifer. The fourth major geologic feature, the one that most people think about when they come to the hills, we look back here, you can see those towers, that's Mount Coolidge. We're about 2 miles as a crow flies. On the other side, we'd be on the deck there at Outlaw. But you see that undulating terrain back there. And the reason is that when we had all these layers that were laying flat, horizontal, and all of a sudden there's now some tremendous pressure and pushing it up.
You want your
This
sunglasses?
fist that, no, I can just get out of the sun.
Okay.
This fist is coming up. The fist, so to speak, of the Harney Peak uplift is Harney Peak. That's in Lakota spirituality, that's the center of their universe, and it is the center of the whole Black Hills uplift. Harney, the granite that we see at Harney Peak, Mount Rushmore, Crazy Horse, the Needles, those large granitic outcroppings there at Outlaw, came up from the very basement of the earth under extreme pressure. And if you put a tube of toothpaste up against the edge of a book on the floor and then went and stomped on the toothpaste, you know what's going to happen. That toothpaste is going to shoot in between all the pages of the book. Well, that's exactly what happened when this molten granite is coming up from deep under the earth. It's being pushed into every crack, every fissure from the softer sedimentary rock that's above it. And over the eons of time, that softer sedimentary rock has eroded, has gone out and formed the Badlands of South Dakota, and it's left this undulating terrain there of the harder, the granite, more resistant rock. That granite has been dated atomically back to about 2.2 billion years old. Some of the oldest rock in North America that's exposed. In the spring of the year, everywhere you go here in the hills, you'll see university field trips, geology field trips. You can go in just a few miles, some of the youngest rock to some of the oldest rock in just a few miles driving. So, is that buffalo getting up closer?
Ryan, like to go with your dad.
Well, let's load up and we'll head on down the road. Let's go.
Yep, and